My sermon will be shorter than normal today, which may disappoint one, maybe two of you. But we're going to have a ritual that we mentioned already of letting go of things that have not served us well and then sharing our aspirations. And I want to make time for this new ritual. Do you really want 2023 to be a great year? It will be if you accept that how you respond to events is entirely up to you. Stoic philosopher Epictetus said it this way: we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how to respond to them. I truly believe this, and I try and live this way. I believe that we have free will, and we decide whether our existence is either heaven or hell on earth. We decide. But there are forces acting on us that need to be acknowledged. Let's put them in the categories of gravity and entropy. Gravity and entropy are powerful processes in the natural world. Gravity draws things together toward a center, while entropy, second law of thermodynamics, scatters the world into disorder. In much the same way in our own lives, some things bring us closer to center, while others disturb and disperse us. The key is to be aware of what disturbs you and what brings you closer to center. And perhaps you've experienced moments when you felt truly connected, like you were performing a task that you were made for. Maybe when you were organizing a campaign, comforting a sick child or grandchild, making a meal for a friend, or creating a piece of art or music. It's likely that this moment was in harmony with your purpose, a moment of being centered. And perhaps you've experienced moments when you felt truly disoriented and disturbed, like when you fall into old, bad habits of drinking too much, talking too much, interfering, giving unsolicited advice, or just saying yes when you really want to say no. I believe our lives are better when we drop things that are not helping us lead a life of purpose. When we drop things that are keeping us from our true calling. When we drop things like people who really aren't our friends. Dropping telling ourselves that we're weak, we are flawed, and we are unworthy. Even dropping telling other people that they are weak, flawed, and unworthy. Drop behaviors, thoughts, and habits that we regret later. I believe that our lives are much better when we focus our attention on things that are aligned with our calling. Where you place your attention is critical. That focus of your attention determines your life. And after you focus your attention, you need to act on it. You can't learn to play the ukulele by watching the latest Netflix series. You can't be of service to others by posting your meals on Facebook. There's nothing wrong with Netflix. There's nothing wrong with Facebook. But you need to distinguish the difference between being entertained and living your purpose. There's a time for both. Just don't postpone following your calling. Dropping what hasn't served you well is the first half of this endeavor of a life of purpose. The second half is knowing your purpose and stating your aspirations, aligning your actions to follow your calling. How do you find your calling? Don't ask a friend. Don't search the internet. Don't do a post on Facebook saying, I'm looking for my purpose. I'm looking for my calling. Can someone help me? Do pay attention to what brings you joy. Do look for what you'll do with or without pay. Do look for what you do with joy with no expectations that anyone will even notice. Do be patient. Self-insight doesn't come when commanded. You can't schedule this in. Need to be patient. But now it's time to stop listening. And on this piece of paper that you have, I invite you to write what you want to drop from your life that didn't serve you well in 2022. I mean, it could be anything that's been bothering you, bugging you, etc. Just one thing you really want to leave behind in the coming year. And what we'll do is we'll come forward, we'll put it in the bowl. And this bowl represents our community here. And what your paper will do is an acknowledgement by the community that yes, that is what you want to drop, and we hear you. And as the paper dissolves, this community will help you let go. Then we invite you to move to the muslin tablecloth and write something on there for an aspiration. I mean, you can use 1 or 2 words. It's probably adequate. For example, you may want to write listen. Or you may want to write support families. Or my favorite, give more. The second half is focusing your attention on your own goals or perhaps this community, this fellowship. What would you like to see happen here to Vesparis? Jerry will be playing music while we do this, and so I've never done this, and we've never done this, so this is going to be a little interesting. For our Zoom audience, I will invite you, I wanted the dropping to be anonymous, so I'm going to make a general discussion or a general rule here that for our Zoom audience, if you would put into chat your aspirations, and then we'll write them on the muslin. Does that work? Yeah. Some people are nodding their head on Zoom, which is good. So I've got 39 computers on Zoom. So let's line up, somehow line up, put on a piece of paper what you want to let go of. I'll do mine. And if you would, just file in there and then move to the table with the muslin and then write your aspirations and you can play.